Hello, this is Ren, and welcome to my tutorial of how to play maps. I'll be showing you on how to play unreasonable difficulty if you ever get that challenge. This one has 60 regions as well. And so we're going to go ahead and learn the rules, and we're going to learn how to play. So on the left we have two yellow boxes. You can't have two colors next to each other, so you can right click and then you just drag that color to the box, and there's no yellow there, there's no yellow here. And so if we go drag the red blue dot box down one, there's no red blue there. It understands what I mean. It's quite convenient. So like at the bottom there's a red yellow polka dot. That means there's no red, no yellow in this box. And on the right there's no red, no green. That means there's going to be a blue. And in the other box it's going to be a yellow. So there's only four colors, and so those are the other options, and so that's what it gives us. If we look towards the top, we can drag these three colors into here with this right clicker, and then we have this one's going to be red. So just know that those ones aren't going to be red next to it, and we're going to go ahead and focus on the left. We see this one, the Superman looking one. It's surrounded by yellow dots. There's a high probability of that one being yellow. As opposed to this one, it has two next to it that could be yellow. That dramatically decreases the probability of its being yellow. And so we're going to go ahead and look at some strategies that help me to beat this game. We see this yellow piece, it's right next to two green-yellow polka dots. Because two yellow-green polka dotted ones next to each other means one's red, one's blue. This one can't have a red, it can't have a blue. We know this one's going to be green. And so this one can't have a green, this one can't have a green. And so if we focus on this one and this one, I was able to make this rule by myself that says whenever you have two of a polka dot, that means two, not of a color, the one next to it is going to have one of those colors. And so if we look to the right at this one, we have the same rule applies. These two have green and yellow polka dots. They're right next to each other. One's going to be red, one's going to be blue. We know that this one's going to be red, or this one could be red. And so that's why this one can't have red, and one of them's going to have blue as well. And so we color in this one green. And so on the left, we have this one can't be green. But why? There's no green that we know of next to it. But we do have two blue-red polka dots, which means green and yellow. There we go. All right, if we focus on the right, we have these two red yellows, which means blue and green are going to be right here. And then we have the yellow next to it, which means red is left. And so we take out some red, we got a blue down here, we fill in this knot. You know there's no red right here at the top, and so we have a bunch of alternating red, yellow polka dots, which are going to be green and blue. So that's why this one can't have blue or green. You know it's going to be red. Alright. So you're probably wondering, how come I just can't go from the right to left since it doesn't, this one is just a fill-in blue because of that green we found next to it. But if we do this one, it goes right to left. How come we can't just do it like this and then find the rest of the answer from there? Well, if we try and do it this way, we might come up on a problem. We see that this one is right next to a red-blue, it's double. So you always want to try to apply the strategy as much as possible, so you have to look around. So we know this one can't have a green or yellow, and it's already next to a red, so we know this one is going to be blue. And so next to those are going to be green, then we have blue, and this changes to green. Next, we're going to focus on the left, we're going to fill in these knots. So why does this one have no blue? Because we just found yellow greens on the left side that are next to each other, they're going to have a blue and a red, and so this one's going to be yellow. Alright, since that didn't work, we're going to go ahead and zoom in, because sometimes the spaces are really tiny. Here we go. Now we can drag the yellow. Alright, then we have green, we have yellow, we have green. Alright, we can fill in a knot. And then if we look to the bottom right of that green corner, we have the Superman symbol. It's surrounded by yellows. Why can't we just take out the blue and the red, because the blue and red next to it, and call it a day? It's because that these two are not connected. So we don't know if they're both red, so that middle one's going to be blue, or if they're both blue, so the middle one's going to be red. And so it could have yellow, red, or blue still. Down here, we have two pieces that are connected. That red is kind of throwing it off. It doesn't look like they're connected, but they are. And so we got to keep your eye out. That means that this bottom one's not going to have a blue, since those two are going to have a blue and a yellow. So there we go. We have our green. We just color in the one above it. No green to the bottom left corner. And we notice that this bottom left corner is going to have a blue or a red. Since this one's going to have a blue or a red, and the one next to it's going to have either a green or a blue or a red, that means that the one next to it can't be green. That's kind of like reverse logic there. It's every other one you want to try and color as close as possible the same color, and then every other knot will also have a knot color. So if we try a guess and check strategy I made up on my own, if we tried coloring every other color yellow, we see to the right two spaces there's going to be a yellow, and right below that there's a yellow. These spaced out perfectly. And so this is a very high probability of a solution. If it didn't space out perfectly, we'd have to stop and go back and look for another way to solve the puzzle. Alright, so this one can't be yellow, so this one's blue. We got a red to the bottom left, and a red right above that. So we got a green to the right, and a blue right there. Alright, as we move to the left, this puzzle comes quite easy. We got a blue and a red, and another, let's see, got a green right here, and so we can color in a bunch of knots, or we can just say that we know that this one's blue, we know that the one below it's going to be red, and the one above in that little empty space is going to be red. Alright, so then we can just color in red and blues alternating on the left, and then on the bottom's all we have left. And so we have a green right here, and then we have a blue in this little box. I was right, I told you it wasn't green. And then we have a red here, and we're done. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please enjoy my other videos and tutorials, and thanks for watching.